opportunity to now reevaluate our comprehensive plan anew and to come up with solutions that are more amenable. But the important thing is participation in government by communicating with the planning board, by communicating with town board leaders. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jordan. This next question will be our last before the candidates' closing statements. It will be asked of Mr. Flanagan first. Does Bethlehem have term limits, and if it does not, would you support their adoption?
I think term limits, well, hey, I can argue either one. I do like term limits, especially for the Senate and Congress, get them out of there. You know, locally, listen, we all get to vote. Doesn't matter every 2 years, 4 years. That's your term limit. If the voters don't like what you're doing, vote them out of here. If you like what they're doing, keep them in. You know, again, I can argue both on term limits. I think, you know, some people in government, they look at it as a job and what they can do to better themselves, their family, constantly over and over.
Not be a choir in which a supervisor hands out a sheet that says, "Sing along with me." It should be, instead, people bringing different ideas, contesting those ideas, trying to work towards consensus, but effectively, you know, work within a framework that is in the best interest of the community. If I'm elected, I'll bring that mandate. I've walked in all 30 districts, election districts in this town. I've had the opportunity to hear from you. I can tell you the disappointment and the outrage out there, and it's out there. People are mad about property taxes. People are mad about the inactivity of this board. People are mad about the fact that they don't have a voice in this town board. It's time for change.
Thank you very much, Mr. DiMaggio. Mr. Jordan?
Thank you. I must say that I've had a different experience while going door to door. The vast majority of people that I've met have said taxes could be a little lower, but we love it here in Bethlehem. We love the amenities. We love the municipal services. We love the education that our children get. We love living here. There are people that don't think that way, and that's fine. That's what makes America great. We can differ. We can respect each other's differences. We don't have to be insulting. I'm a proud member of the Independence Party, and one of the basic tenets of the Independence Party is term limits. And I must say that in general, I am in favor of term limits. I'm also in favor of INR, initiative and referendum, another basic tenet of the Independence Party. But as a proud member of the Independence Party, I'm also very proud to wear the mantle, or to carry the banner of the Democratic and the Conservative and the Working Families parties. I think what is unique about town government is that we're all neighbors. And when we get to that level, I'm a little bit more skeptical about the applicability of term limits, because you do have an opportunity every 2 years to change 2 board members and the supervisor. So when we get down to this level, as much as I do believe in term limits, we have the President of the United States is term limited. The Mayor of New York City is not term limited, but all the council members are. And I know that in the state legislature a couple of years ago, there was an interesting suggestion that everyone except the leaders should be term limited. On a local level, although I'm generally in favor of term limits, no. I think you should decide. You should go to the voting booth every 2 years, and if you don't like what's going on, you vote accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jordan. Mr. Gutierrez.
That's the toughest question to go last on, and I'd have to say that I agree with everybody. I personally do believe in term limits, and I too worked in the state legislature and in state government as well as in federal government. And this is just my personal opinion. You know, I think that our founding fathers created a system of government where people were meant to participate in public service and then to go about their business and sometimes come back and forth. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And there are some great public servants who have held numerous positions from all levels, from local all the way up to federal, even president. And I think that's important. And I do agree with, and I think everybody said it, that the voters have the decision on term limits ultimately. And I think that's important. A couple of clarifications. Not only is there an Independence Party member candidate, but there are also 2 Independence Party members who are on the town board. And 3 Democrats. So there isn't one party with all 5 members. And finally, I'll just say this, that, and I know we're about ready to get into our closing remarks, but since I have about 30 seconds, I've really enjoyed the time that I've served on the town board. We've accomplished an awful lot, and either we're going to different doors or we're going to the same doors and they're telling you one thing and they're telling us another thing. But I think the most important thing is that we do have, and you know, I got to give credit to Mr. Flanagan and Mr. Jordan, they both said it, that we have good people here in town. And regardless of party, we have a lot and have had a lot of great public servants who have a tremendous amount of experience at different levels of government and in the private sector. And at the end of it, we're in the funny season now, as they say, but at the end of this, we're all a community. And it's my hope that we can, regardless of the outcome on November 3rd, that we all come back together, that we work together as we have on our dozens and dozens of committees in bipartisan way, and continue to work towards what is best for our community. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Quateri. Now I'd like to ask our candidates for their closing statements. We'll go in the reverse order of the opening statements. We will begin with Mr. Flanagan.
Back to back. I want to thank you for giving us the time to come up here and debate in the spotlight and the League of Women Voters. I want to bring the town board on the road. I want to bring it around Bethlehem. I want to have monthly meetings, not here every month, but out in Bethlehem. I want to call meetings with the residents once a month by myself or a couple other town board members. Talk to them. Talk about the policies we're thinking about. What are your needs? What are your wants? Again, bring it to the residents, not just here in Town Hall, all the way through Bethlehem. I think the responsibility of the town board, and as Mr. Quateri said too, we're all residents of Bethlehem, Republican, Democrat, Independent, Conservative. We represent all the residents of this community, and it's our responsibility of the board to listen to them. I will examine each issue and reach out to neighbors before I make decisions that will affect them and their families. I will not spend one dime of your taxes unless cost, value, and affordability in sync. We have a tough road ahead of us. Yeah, I believe it's going to get worse. Now, Governor Patterson just came out, I think it was yesterday, he's going to cut education. So again, just like we were last year in Bethlehem, East Greenbush, all around, they're going to cut, I think Bethlehem is $1.6 million out of the budget, that the money that the state's going to give them. They're going to lay off, the uncertainty. We have, and last year when this all happened, the president put the stimulus package in. Okay, when that stimulus package is gone, our school taxes are going to go through the roof. So I just want to thank you for this time, and I want you to think hard. And just to mention, I think what Fred was saying is that people don't hate it here. I think they're just fed up with the taxes. We've had enough. We're getting it from our federal government, our state government, and here locally we are being taxed to death.
Thank you very much, Mr. Flanagan. Mr. Quateri.
I want to thank the Spotlight and the League of Women Voters again for allowing this great opportunity for everybody to hear from all of us. As I said in my opening statement, I ran for Bethlehem Town Board on a promise to implement the town's first comprehensive plan, preserve more open space, build more sidewalks connecting our communities, support more town planning, make government more efficient and effective, improve our communications, and create more community dialogue and participation. I also have a record of voting for every available property tax exemption for our seniors, for our disabled residents, and for our working families. I voted to cut $1 million in current year spending. Worked on plans to save taxpayers over $500,000 per year by reforming the town's health insurance and ambulance recovery plans. I supported Supervisor Cunningham's efforts to consolidate management of town vehicles and other services, eliminating duplication and achieving cost savings. I also supported eliminating inefficient practices wherever found, decreasing our energy use, and upgrading our technology as ways to find savings. Over the past 4 years, we've managed our town's exceptional services with fiscal responsibility, and we've navigated our town through some incredibly rough waters. We've balanced good government with a balanced budget, and we've often thought outside of the box, like when we saved Colonial Acres, not only preserving a great recreational resource, but also finding town revenue